Hi everybody and welcome back to another video on the Toon Review YouTube channel, and today some latest news from a former player who wasn't too happy with a certain radio programme back when he played for Newcastle United, and some interesting conversations with Callum Wilson, and of course the latest news on the women's team tickets for their game at St James's Park. But before we get into it, if you do like the video, as usual guys, please do hit that like button. It does help us move up the search results on YouTube, and it does really help the channel. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, please do hit that subscribe button. It's free to do so, and of course the bell, which will let you know when we upload or we go live. Now into the news, and first of all I want to talk about Craig Bellamy. I've read a very interesting report this morning regarding Craig Bellamy and a podcast that he was recently interviewed in, and he had some very interesting things to say about a certain radio station that used to broadcast in the northeast called the Three Legends, which was originally I think on Century Radio, then became Real Radio and moved on from there, but it was taken off the air in 2012, and the reasons being that the radio station said that there was other networks and internet and fan forums, etc., that were sort of taken over, and the viewing figures or the listening figures died down. But Craig Bellamy, he slammed the radio show. Now, he did label Newcastle United a very special club in the actual interview, so he wasn't actually slagging the club off or anything like that. But he did go on to say that sometimes the passion of the fans became a little overwhelming, and apparently it wasn't just him that felt like that. It was quite a few players that felt like that, the passion of the area just became slightly overwhelming, with it being a sort of size city it was, and the amount of fans that were not just at the ground but everywhere they went, and it just felt like, you know, we remember Jermaine Genius coming out one year and saying it was like a goldfish bowl, which I found very surprising, because these players were in a very, very you know, lucrative position, shall we say, you know, very well paid, and there were icons at the club, and very much in the sort of centre of attention with everything going on at St James's Park. So I didn't quite agree with what he said about, you know, the overwhelming factor of the fans' passion. That, I think that goes wherever you go, whatever football club you go to, you know, and if you don't have fans as passionate as we are, then it's not the place to be as far as I'm concerned. Now, everybody knows just how passionate Newcastle United fans are. We live and breathe our football club, and that will never, ever change. You know, even during the Mike Ashley era, we always had passion for the football club, and it was passion to get him out the club, to get somebody in who wanted to take the club forward and bring us to that next level. But unfortunately, it never happened under Mike Ashley. But, you know, before, obviously, you know, Bellamy played under Sir Bobby, etc., and it was still a wonderful place to play football. And I don't get this goldfish bowl thing or overwhelming, you know, the fans' passion. But what he said was he actually blamed the Three Legends radio show for it, because he said it gave the fans a platform to you know, have a dig at players, etc. And he wasn't too happy with that, because when they were having the dig at players, it sort of gave the fans a you know, an easy out to turn on players during the match that they'd heard on the radio, which I found quite bizarre, because, you know, just like, you know, our YouTube channels now, fan forums, etc., that you find on the internet, players are criticised if they don't play very well. So I don't, you know, I think Bellamy's just mouthing off again that, you know, it was just one of these things that happened when he was at the football club. We know he said things in the past. He has been a little more kinder to us in recent interviews, I have to say. But blaming the radio show, I found very, very surprising, because obviously the radio show was, you know, was hosted by Malcolm MacDonald, Bernie Slavin for Middlesbrough, and of course Eric Gates originally. That did change further down the line, but it was Eric Gates originally on the Three Legends, and it was a brilliant show. I used to listen to it all the time, and it was just it was a shame when it was taken off the air, because I think a lot of fans did really enjoy listening to that show. But of course the internet, etc., and things like that had a big say on whether it continued or not. Bellamy said they were okay with him, but the way they spoke about other players was disgusting. Now, obviously, we know that Malcolm himself, you know, he's very opinionated on things, and certainly Bernie Slavin was, and Eric Gates was. But that's what you want to listen to. You want to listen to people who are going to be honest and cutthroat at times when they have to be. You know, we do it on this show. I've been doing that since I started the channel. But we have to be honest. And I've said many times on the live shows that we do, it's pointless coming on and bullshitting fans because they just won't listen. They'll just, if you're going to come on a show and just blow flowers up every player's arse, even when they've been poor, it's not an honest show, is it? It really isn't an honest show, and nobody gets anywhere by doing those kind of shows. You have to be cutthroat at times, and no matter if it's one of your favourite players, etc., if they haven't played very well, you're going to say it. You're going to say it. So Bellamy's actually blaming that because, if they came on the radio and had a go at a player and the hosts agreed with them about that player not playing very well, Craig Bellamy says that, that had an effect on the players and it turned the fans against them. Well, what's different today? There's more media outlets today than there was back then. So, is it worse? Because I don't think it is. Players have an outlet as well on social media, etc. But listen, Craig Bellamy, I think, is very... he's an interesting character. He is. Listen, he did really well for us, and I'm not taking anything away from that at all. He did really well for us, but he's a very outspoken character at times, and I think that there's nothing wrong with that. But blaming a radio show for players getting slagged off when they didn't play very well, I think, is a bit silly. He said the three legends, turning on players. I mean, look, if players didn't perform, like I've said, you're going to have a go at them. If they're not pulling the weight and they're not playing very well, you're going to say something. Otherwise, you look stupid. If a player's not playing well and you say, oh, well, he's just having an off day, it's not going to work. Fans aren't going to take that in. What fans want to see and hear is people being honest, giving honest reviews of their opinions. And then, you'll get the odd bozos who come on and basically just have a go at you for being negative. But you're not. You're just being honest. You're being honest about the football, about what you're seeing on the pitch. And I will always do that. And the guys that are on with me will always do that. And there's some good podcasts out there who will always be very, very honest about performances. It doesn't mean that we hate the club or we hate the players. We just say they didn't play very well. So I think to blame a radio show is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what Bellamy's on about, to be honest. The Three Legends was a great outlet for Newcastle, Middlesbrough, Sunderland fans to all listen to and tune in weeknights and have their say on their football club. So Bellamy, I think, is just making excuses up again. I really do. Anyway, on to Callum Wilson. And Callum Wilson has come out in a recent interview and said he was very, very annoyed that he didn't get a hat-trick against Fulham. Now, I'm really glad to see him annoyed that he didn't get a hat-trick because he's going to be even more motivated to go out on that pitch on Saturday against Brentford and slam a few in the back of the onion bag. So for me, it was a great interview. And he said that he had two other chances apart from his goal that he fluffed, which he was very, very disappointed about. He was glad he scored the goal. But again, the two opportunities that went awry, they're bugging him more than scoring a goal. And I think that's can only bode well for Saturday because he's going to be right fired up again to grab some more goals. So brilliant interview with Callum Wilson as well. And it's great to see our striker, hungry like that. Saying, I scored a goal, but I also missed two opportunities and I could have had a hat-trick. And I'm disappointed that I didn't get a hat-trick. So, brilliant interview with Callum. And I can't wait to see him out there on Saturday banging a few more in the back of the net. Now, the NUFC Women's team, of course, who we debuted the show, How Are the Lasses, last night. If you haven't seen it, it is available on the channel and it is available as a podcast on Spotify, iTunes and other good providers. If you want to go and listen to it, if you can't watch it. They are going to be playing at St James's Park again, which, as we know, last season, they got a crowd of 22,000 in there to watch them last season, which I was there. It was a brilliant day. A real family atmosphere, but also some great football played. And it's really highlighting the way that Amanda wants this women's team now to be in the spotlight and to rise up the pyramids of women's football. So they are going to be playing at St James's Park on Sunday, the 27th of November. Now, I believe the World Cup is already... the Premier League is finished for the World Cup then. And tickets are only £3 for adults and £1 for concessions. It's a brilliant price to go and watch some great, passionate ladies football, and we can't wait. As I say, me and Danielle went last season with our, I took my son, Danielle's partner Lee was there, Michael Marsden was there. It was a great day. and we thoroughly enjoyed the football that we saw. And for those girls to run out at St James's Park to the local hero, to see thousands and thousands of fans in that ground supporting them, it's absolutely amazing. So please, do get them tickets, get them bought. Let's see if we can beat the crowd at 22,000 from last season, because they really deserve it, these girls. They put in the time, the effort. They're a great bunch of lasses, and they deserve our support. So please, please, get yourself to the website, get some tickets bought, bring your family along, and it will be a great day. That's the 27th of November. Kickoff, I think, is around 2 o'clock or 2:30, somewhere along them lines. But it's going to be a great day. So get yourself on the website, get the tickets ordered. £3 for adults, £1 concessions. It's an absolute bargain. It's an absolute bargain, guys. But there you go. That is the video today. Let me know what you think of Craig Bellamy's comments. Down below. Have your say on it, because there might not be any. There might be people who didn't listen to the three legends phone in, but there'll be a lot of Newcastle fans out there who certainly did. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have got to say. Did you think it was a platform for people or did you think the three legends themselves were responsible for discussing comments about players? Or do you think they were just like, the Newcastle United channels are now, in the Sunderland, the Middlesbrough channels, an outlet for fans to have their say on? So, let me know. I'll be interested to know. And are you really fancying Callum Wilson to get a few more goals on Saturday after his comments? Because I certainly am. But there you go, guys. As usual, as I said at the start, if you have enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It does help our channel. And hit the subscribe button as well if you're new. We're on the way to 14,500 subscribers, which will be incredible. We just want to keep going up and up and up. And also the bell, which will let you know when we upload or go live. If you're watching this on Thursday, don't forget tonight, 8 o'clock, we have the live match preview for the Newcastle United Brentford game. So that should be a cracking show. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.